Hey, it's Mike with TechBB, and today we're going to talk about the Prophecy LTD. And you guys remember we did the unboxing of this back probably about 2 months ago when Cockerpunk was in town, and we beat this loader to death, and we're finally ready to do a review on it. So you guys probably seen this loader in action in a lot of the recent efficiency tests that we've been doing. Also, you guys saw it, I think, on the the Tippmann propane C3 pump gun that I was using on the X-Ball field, where I didn't tighten it down and went tumbling down the field. So there, we tested it for durability as well. So let's go ahead and unbox it one more time, even though we already did the unboxing video and a little piece of foam just flew away. And let's take it out. So we get a CD, we get a quick start manual, and also comes with some extra magnets and also a lid spring. And the lid spring is for the friction lid. And obviously we get the Prophecy LTD with, also comes with the aluminum internal feed neck inside here, which adds a little bit to its strength. And we get two different nose cone attachments. We get an extra long one and an extra short one. And for the folks that have never seen what it looks like with the short nose cone, let's put it on. Oops. Should get on there in a second. There it goes. Okay. So that's what it looks like with the short nose cone. Kind of nice. That short nose cone is kind of cool because, especially for people that may be playing pump that don't quite, need the capacity, or they're just looking for a shorter loader overall, that's not a bad place to look. And then it's got the longer nose cone here, which supposedly says holds up to 2 full pots. Should be right around about 250 rounds. And for this video, we'll just put it in we'll just put on the standard nose cone. Now, if you are curious about how this comes apart, watch the video that I did comparing the Pinocchio to the rotor to the Prophecy. It comes apart the same exact way. And let's set the other nose cone over there. Now you get 3 different choices of lids inside here. You get the speed feed lid, which is nice, and also you get the friction lid. Friction lid is meant for, okay, this is the magnet lid, which is what this comes with, okay? It's got magnets all the way around. The magnets are what hold it down and stuff like that. If you don't like the magnet lid, or some people don't quite trust the magnet lid, you can switch over to what they call the friction lid, which basically means it just snaps down like a traditional halo. But if you go to the friction lid, you want to use the spring that's included in here, or other than that, when you go to reload, it's just going to be flopping open and closed. So we'll set that aside. And also, you get, I think it's about a 3-foot USB cable, so we can get in here and program it, and I'll show you how to do that. So let's go ahead and we'll put the CD into the computer here. And always, anytime you're doing a demonstration, you want to make sure that none of your porn is that visible. And it's not, which is good. Which is good. So I'm going to bring the camera in a little bit closer, and we're going to, first I'm going to show you how to program this by hand, and then we're going to plug it into the computer and show you how to run through the Vici, setting up through the Vici software, and then we'll come back and do a conclusion. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to program the board manually. Now, at first glance, this looks really complicated because you've got 5 LEDs going across, 5 LEDs going down. It's actually not very complicated because it tells you on here what each one of these LEDs stand for. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Now, what you do is you hold the button until the lights go all the way up to the top. Okay, now boot it up in I mode. Now, the only problem with it being in I mode is it takes a couple seconds of it spinning, just like a traditional Halo would do, for you to get into the programming mode. Let's see if it'll let us in now. No, it's not going to let us in. So it's going to spin for a couple more seconds. Traditionally, I prefer it being in the sound activated mode. So we'll put it in the sound activated mode here in a second. All right. Now, the lights across the top, it tells you exactly what these are. And since we started it in I mode, this is speed, and then the one next to it is torque. So we've got it at 80% for speed, 80% for torque. And then you've got I mode, you've got sound mode, and you also have RF mode, which is all the way down there to the side. Once you get through adjusting the settings this way, you just hold the power button, turn it off, hold it again, turns back on again. So that's pretty much how you set it manually via the button. So now what we're going to do is we're going to unpack the cable here, and we've already got the Vici software already set up, so we're going to move the camera, focus on the computer screen here, and plug it into the board. Okay, so now what we'll do is let's go ahead and unpack the cable. Now installation was easy, it went right in, no problems at all, and you can also update it manually for software. It doesn't have any new software updates, so we're good there. And let's go ahead and plug this into the USB. Okay, we plug the cable in. Now let's go ahead and plug in the board. Now basically what you do is you just push in the tab down here at the bottom and you'll open it up. You got to push on it a little bit hard. There we go. Now out it comes. Now this is attached via a ribbon cable. And then now what we do is right here it's got the USB jack. Plug it in. And let's go ahead and turn it on. There we go. Give it just a second here. So here we go. So right now it's reading the battery. It tells me I've got about 60% battery. As you can see, you've got all of the modes that are on here, but right here at your computer. Now, one of the things that's kind of cool here is the LED intensity. If you want to get a little bit more battery life, you can lower your LED intensity or turn it up. Power management on or off. It's got wireless on. Speed, torque, microphone sensitivity, eye sensitivity. You've got 3 different configurations here. And that's pretty much it. So you basically go into your computer and program your prophecy board. So cool. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and disconnect this and we'll come back for the conclusion. Okay, so let's do the conclusion on the Prophecy LTD. First question is, obviously the loader retails right now for somewhere around $260. Do I personally think that the loader is overpriced? Yes, I do. For one reason. You can take advantage of the eyes. You can take advantage of the sound activation mode, but you can't take advantage of the RF mode because you have to purchase an additional $39.99 part, the RF transmitter for your gun, in order to work in the RF mode. I think at $260, I think the RF transmitter should be included in the box, okay? They sell it separately, but in order to take advantage of all 3 parts of this loader, you're gonna have to purchase an extra $40 part, which brings the retail price of this loader up to $280. $240 with the RF transmitter, I'd say they're onto something, but $280 to take advantage of all 3 modes, I think that's a little pricey. Something else to consider too is that they only make one Vici board, and it's for the Ego 7, the Ego 8, and the Geo. So that's the only board right now, true board that, aftermarket board that is truly compatible to take full advantage of this, is that now if they start coming out with other boards, then you can also go that route. Instead of buying the RF transmitter, well, you can just buy the board, and the board already has the transmitter built onto it. Other than that, what did I think of the loader? Well, first off, the loader's a little bit of a battery hog, okay? So you're gonna get, from what I saw from using this, and we probably put 20, 30 cases through this. From what I saw using this, you're gonna get pretty much the same battery life you would out of a Halo that uses, or like a Reloader B or Reloader B2 that uses the 4 AA configuration, which is what this uses. This doesn't use 6 AA's, this only uses 4. The amount of battery life you can expect to get from one of those using 4 AA's is the same you're gonna get out of this one. I found that after about 4 cases, if you did not switch the batteries out, loader would start to jam because it's starting to lose that voltage that it needs to turn through the paint. So that was something else to consider. Something else that I didn't particularly like about the loader was how long it takes to turn on. Now, when you're walking onto the field, it doesn't seem like that's really that long of a time. So let's see. But if the referees are calling, game starts in 5 seconds, that hold could be an eternity. So I would like to see a loader of this price range come with something like an instant on, like where you double tap it, kind of like you do with the Ego boards, where you double tap it, it boots right up. I would like to see something like that. Other than that, I love the fact that it comes with all the different accessories that are in the box. Okay, there's a lot of people that buy loaders that they don't know what to get or whatever. Should I get a speed feed? Should I get the small nose? Should I get the big nose? Should I get the other, the other lid, the friction lid? What? If you don't know, this is a good package to get because you're going to get everything. So you'll be able to put exactly what you want on your loader, you know, and configure it exactly the way you want. You want it with the short lid and the friction lid? Cool. Or the short nose and the friction lid? You can do that. If you want the speed feed and the long nose, you can do that. And something else too is all of the parts that are in here, once you put together your perfect loader, because you get everything in the box, you can just sell the other parts that are on there and you'll get some of your money back. So, you know, between the lids and maybe one of the noses and stuff like that, you'll probably end up getting probably $60, $70 back. So that's something to consider also. Once you get the loader configured exactly the way you want it, I wouldn't just leave the parts in there collecting dust, you know, I mean, put them up for sale and get some of your money back if you wanted to. Other than that, I mean, I like the loader. I think it worked great. But like I said, I just felt that at $260 without the RF transmitter in the box, you know, I would have liked to have seen the RF transmitter in the box. But I think, you know, Ben a Hater Paintball, you know, I think he's got a long way to go. And I think you're going to be seeing more and more and more Vici software updates coming up here in the future and stuff like that. I'm definitely looking forward to that. So hopefully that helps you make a decision in the Prophecy LTD. Thanks for tuning in.